Please be seated. Proceedings are resumed. Proceedings are resumed. The Leader of the Opposition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I think I will make sure we leave before the Premier has his appointment. Mr. Speaker, evidently the government has decided that putting this piece of property in trust for the people of the Cayman Islands is better than acquiring it in the interest of the people. Mr. Speaker, we didn't hear anything about how that trust is going to be structured, whether it's charitable or it will have beneficiaries, whether provisions will be put in place to ensure that it never goes back into private hands, or that private people do not challenge the trust. Mr. Speaker, that concerns me. I have serious concerns about that. Knowing the value of that piece of property to the people of this country. We must pause and wonder why the government does not employ the compulsory acquisition process. Mr. Speaker, the minister got up here and said that he has reached agreement with the fishermen. Has reached agreement with the fishermen to put them up on the iron shore on the other side. I would like to know how that is going to work. I would really like to know how that is going to work. And that is conditional upon Mr. Johnson putting caveats in that trust that there be no commercial activity there. I would like to know if these 7 members from Georgetown has any value for their people. And will not, or if they will do anything to protect others and have no empathy for their own people. Mr. Speaker, whether the Premier says it's ridiculous or not, the fact is that they have alternatives that they can use as opposed to moving the fishermen. No, you won't. You can take possession of it. If they want to take it through court, they take it through court. The law says that. Yeah. Mr. Speaker, but I must tell you, We know why that's there. We know why that's there. Mr. Speaker, I must tell you though, I'm as disappointed as I am in the government, I'm more disappointed in Mr. Johnson. It makes no difference to me at this stage. And make it go south and then it comes back north. Mr. Speaker, I will be the reason why, because people like you think that I don't care. The reason I brought it here is because I care. The reason I brought it here is because the minister got up in here and said that he has an agreement with the fishermen, and I was just on the phone with some of them again. So don't come blow no smoke in at me. No one want to talk about politics. Mr. Speaker, I keep telling them I came in here in 2000. You can say what you want, Deputy Leader or Deputy Premier. I don't see no steeple up here, you know. Well, you can send who you want, you know, Premier. My concern is that the residents, the fishermen, came to me. I signed a petition at my house just recently to support them remaining there. Yet you all come in here and say I got an agreement with them. We see where they sign an adverse possession to the registrar on the 25th of November. Yet they got an agreement. This government has an agreement. Let's see it. I must trust, and the fishermen must trust. And don't see anything? And then you know who playing politics with it, Mr. Speaker? It's them, this government. For 8 years they've been in there, they don't put no toilets there. All of a sudden now, they're gonna make big toilet. Advance it. The construction of this memorial park that they're planning on. Just to facilitate the fishermen. And then we get the member from Georgetown Central who following them blindly too.
Talk for yourself. Talk for me.
It's 7 them Georgetown. Come in here and say that their first option was to buy it. That's all well and good. The person doesn't want to sell it. Mr. Speaker, I'm very disappointed in Mr. Johnson. Haven't been here all these years. And in his own right has become very successful of this country. Because he was living no place else. And you're going to tell me a little piece of land he paid $20,000 for in 1973. He can't give that to the country or sell it to the country and put up a plaque there that it was donated by him to maintain a cultural value. What is this country worth to people like that who come here and made their own successes here? What is it really worth? But I must be vilified for trying to preserve it. That's the problem now. For a fistful of dollars, we preserve nothing in this country. It's all about who can get what they want, what they need, or what they want, while the people suffer. And those of us who try to expose these things, then we are not patriotic. We are playing politics. We don't know what we're talking about. Really, that's how it works? If this country means no more to them than that, then they are not worthy of being in this country. All of them. Every one of them should be ashamed of themselves. And about it going south. Going south what? Look at all these affidavits here. From the fishermen. From other people. And I'm wrong for bringing it because I'm disrupting. And I'm upsetting the apple cart. Apples? They may be apples, but they're rotten to the core. Yeah, they're sweet. They used to be one time, yeah? Mine, yeah, would advise you to be careful with those remarks. That's my advice. But you don't want me to turn loose on you. I promise you that. Because I've been there in this house, in advocacy of the people of this country. So be very careful. I ain't threatening no one, I'm just making you a promise. Mr. Speaker, I am calling on Mr. Johnson now to give this piece of land to the people of this country, free of any encumbrances, in order that we can maintain that cultural value. It is he who must face his peers. This thing should never have reached here. It should have been resolved a long time ago. I don't know the value of the property, but you're going to tell me we as reasonable citizens, why is it that we want those fishermen moved from there, Mr. Speaker? Somebody needs to really tell me that. If they're on the other side of the bay, Mr. Speaker, we can build a bathroom, same place, you know. It is only probably 30 or 40 feet different. We can build the bathrooms. But we're throwing them on the iron shore. That is 3-4 feet down there to the water. Is that what this parliament means? Is that what this government means? to the people of this country, but in particular, the 7 members from Georgetown. And they go and tell people that it's me who made it went south. Go tell people that. That's their prerogative. But I don't know whether it's going east, north, south, or west with the direction they're going in. They're going around with, like, in circles with, like chicken with their head off. But when I try to do something for the people of this country, then I am the bad boy. You know the difference is? I go there nearly every weekend to sit down and talk with them, so I can empathize. Which one of them? Go there and spend time with them. Mr. Speaker, the same way they threatened to tell the people that had gone, if it goes south, that it was me did it. I got to tell the people, it didn't have any direction from the beginning. It certainly wasn't north. Mr. Speaker, I hope that it's successful. But if it does go south, as a result of me, at least I propose an option. You got to tell me we got our people having to go to file for adverse possession? You know, one of the biggest problems in this country, we don't recognize the value of everybody's. There are only certain people has value in this country. We understood their value, like the garbage collectors and the fishermen when we were doing that COVID. And I thank them for arranging for them to go out there. The only time we recognize people is when there is an absolute need. Mr. Speaker, that's sad. And then we try to use them to promote ourselves, that we can solve a little problem for them. Yes, Mr. Speaker, I'm upset that this thing, I've had to go to this point to bring this to this Parliament. Seeking government's approval to help our people. The occasional time I get a constituent go down there, Mr. Speaker. The occasional time. But whether it's my constituent or not, they all have a value in this country. And here we are, acquiescing to moving them up from there. That's what we've done. That's what we're negotiating, according to the minister, that there will be no commercial activity on it. Come on. You go and tell them that it's me? I go and tell them how they get through up on the iron show too. I promise you that. These people are crying out to maintain their livelihood, and we're going to negotiate for one little piece of land that you can't plant a flag post on. Every one of them involved in this should be ashamed themselves, including the owner. You can get up and object anytime you want. I can counter you too. Yeah, tedious repetition, he said. That's what he doing and getting nowhere out there. Repeating themselves, going round circles without heads. Mr. Speaker, we'll see who votes for and against. And I suspect that they don't want me involved, so all the Georgetowners will vote no. But the people hear it, because they got vote on the mic here this evening. And we got to determine who is who. Since I'm the bad boy, we got to see who said no. Thank you.
Honorable members, be it therefore resolved that the government considers exercising its authority under the
You went on them schools. That was a disaster. That was a disaster. You still paying for that.
question is, let's start this over. Be it therefore resolved that the government considers exercising its authority under the relevant legislation to enforce and defend any and all existing prescriptive rights enjoyed by the public, or alternatively to compulsorily acquire the said property for the public use in the interest of cultural value and for the purpose of preservation of a long-established activity by members of the government, of the public. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those against,
No.
Mr. Speaker, can we have a division, please?
please divide, clerk.
You think I take it for granted that someone another vote yes?
Honorable Alden McLaughlin.
That all another vote no?
Honorable Moses Kukernal.
No.
Honorable Juliana O'Connor Connolly.
I never hear Alden.
No. Honorable Dwayne Seymour.
No.
Stay in step, old boy.
Honorable Roy Mike Tigard.
No.
Stay in step, Georgetown.
Honorable Joseph Hugh.
No. Stay in step, Georgetown.
Honorable Tara Rivers.
Yes, dear.
Mr. Bernie Bush.
Yes.
Captain Eugene Ebanks.
No.
Capriole.
Honorable Barbara Connolly.
No.
Georgetown.
Mr. David White.
No.
Georgetown again.
Mr. Austin Harris.
Your prospect, go. But Georgetown.
Mr. Ezra Miller. Mr. Alva Saku.
Aye.
Mr. Kenneth Bryan,
Aye.
Mr. Anthony Eden,
Aye.
Mr. Christopher Saunders,
Aye.
Honorable Arden McLean,
Aye with plenty eyes. No, you need people that you can tell what to do.
Results of the division. Ayes 6, noes 11, 1 absentee. The motion has been negatived.
Mr. Speaker, the government will deliver a result that everybody can be happy with. Mr. Speaker, I move the adjournment of this honorable House until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Question is that this honorable House.
Mr. Speaker,
Yes.
because the Premier can't get up, I'm sorry, sir, but the Premier cannot get up here and make comment on matters that has already been dealt with and resolved in this House, and then move the adjournment. He had every opportunity to speak, but that's him. He wants what he wants and do what he wants. Yet on Monday, he gets up here and talks about how we need to change the standing orders so that it can be fairness. But he wants that everyone here can have the opportunity to speak. The standing orders allowed him the opportunity to speak. Now he jumps up on the adjournment because he is called upon to do the adjournment. He needs to do better than he's doing.
Question is that this honorable House do stand adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. All those in favor, please say aye. Those against, the ayes have it. This honorable House stands adjourned until 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.